My name's Emma, Creighton, and we're here on Initiatives, bout number 30, and I'm going to show you around the boat a little bit. So right now we're in the cockpit, and this is where you spend most of your time. It's where you sit to steer the boat and where you trim all the sails. Because this boat is set up for sailing with only 1 or 2 people on board, everything is led back to the cockpit, so you don't need a full crew of people forward doing things. You can trim everything from here. This is all the halyards, which make the sails go up and down the mast, which this is the mast, the big tall piece here, and that's what holds the sails up. And this is called the boom, and it's what helps you trim the sails, pull them in and out so that you go fast depending on which way the wind's going. So here we are down below. Here's the nav station. You have a computer with your nav software on it. You can also, on this boat, you have a satellite phone and a link up to be able to do email and download weather files. A lot of the boats have wind generators, solar panels, hydro generators, and yeah, so we have a fuel cell. It's back there. It's great. You plug it into a jug of methanol and out comes power and water, basically. This is the kitchen. It's a jet boil. We eat freeze-dried, so all you do is boil water and add it in, and boil water for coffee and tea, and otherwise it's all granola bars and dried fruit and stuff like that. So up forward we have a bunch of the sails. Right now we have the mainsail and the Solent up on deck, and these are all of our downwind sails. And those we put up when we're going down away from the wind, and they're the big, most often they're big colorful sails with sponsors' logos on them, and they make us go fast and have fun. That's the best part, when you finally get to put the kite up. This is actually a life jacket. It has a little canister, a CO2 canister in it, that if you were to go overboard or if you pull on a little cord, it's like the life jackets you have on an airplane, then it inflates. But this one, you also wear it as a harness and you clip in to a safety line that's up on deck when you're up on deck, even when you have to go up to the bow, so that if something were to happen, you wouldn't fall off the boat. All the boats have to have a sink and a toilet. We don't use them, but they're there, and it's part of the rule so that it helps to keep all the boats the same weight if you have to have all the same things on board. So over here we have some of the food that we'll be taking with us on the race. We have a lot more freeze-dried to add to this, and then other snacks. I know Rob likes his candy, so we're gonna have to get a lot more of that. But this is a freeze-dried meal, and it's about as appetizing as it looks. Some of them are better than others, but it's just powdered. This one is vegetarian couscous. It's very gourmet, and you just cut it open and dump in the boiling water, stir it up, and eat it 10 minutes later. Other than that, we have a hatch here that you can use to pull the sails up on deck and put them back down below without having to go all the way around. I know that these sails aren't that big for a lot of the guys, but for me, dealing with some of these, like these big code sails with a big furler on them, I'm pretty little, and so it's really nice to have the hatch right here and not have to go all that distance. If you were to be sleeping in this bunk, you always sleep with your feet forward in case you run into anything, because these boats go quickly enough that if you run into something like, you know, a floating pallet or a whale or, you know, who knows what, you definitely don't want your head going first into the bulkhead in front of you. I know people that have had that happen and been knocked out. And otherwise, let's go up on deck and up to the bow. These are shrouds that help keep the mast up. We have running backstays at the back of the boat, and then a head stay at the front of the boat, and all of those work together to keep the mast up even when you've got all the sails up. Here you can see these are halyards that come down. They come out of the mast here and go through blocks and then are led back to that winch that we saw back in the cockpit. This is where the hatch is that goes down below, so you can dump sails down there and hoist them back out. That's about it. Thanks for taking a look around. Hope I answered some questions, and we'll see you guys out on the water.